Good morning, it's MJ, the creator of the Crow Tarot and the Wise Dog. Thank you so much for joining me this beautiful Friday morning. It is July 26th, and this is a general reading for the collective using the Wise Dog. And this is a sample of the box, and keep in mind the actual box is going to be a little bit smaller, and this is just the mock-up, so it's actually going to look like this without this border here. It's going to be all green with little Charlie, and it has a husky, we have a Doberman on this side, we have the Scottish Deerhound, and then we have the Pitty here on the side. And the back of the box has a space for me to sign each deck. This is not a deck that you can buy on Amazon. This is not a deck that will be sold in stores. So if you're waiting for a mass-produced version of this deck, you have a couple years to go. This is independently produced by me. And, you know, this is my full-time job. This is how I make a living. This is what puts the roof over our head and food in our bellies. And I would love it if you pre-ordered a deck. I think I have about 500 left. I'd love to have all of those sold out as I move into the next project. So I'm really just really thrilled with this deck, and I think you will be too. It's been a long time coming, I know, but yeah, I'm really happy with it. Also, for those who have been asking about the Crow readings, those are on my Patreon page, and you know, I do have them set up for subscribers only. It's $1 a month, so I think like 30 cents a day. Less than that? No, it's way less than that. It's less than 30 cents. It's 3 cents a day. Oh my goodness. So for 3 cents a day, you know, I think if you feel that my readings add value, and if you think it's worth 3 cents, then I hope that you subscribe. Okay. So the first card, and I'll continue to do the Wise Dog ones for no subscription price. But for the Crow, now that I'm doing 2 readings. Okay, so the first card is that energy that we are sitting in today. This is an energy that is with us at this present time. The next card is an external influence, and this is something that's coming at us, something that may be helping or causing friction. It looks like perhaps it's helping us. And finally, the next card is advice or something to look out for. Like, you know, the dogs are just bringing something to your awareness here. What do they want you to know? There we have the Death card with Charlie. Okay, so let's get started, shall we? Here we have the 7 of Cups, and this is a time of, you know, dreaming big, of having this great big fantasy. You know, it's like this is an energy of perhaps allowing a little fantasy to come in, you know, and there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, if you dream big, if you have room in your heart and your mind for fantasy, that's where ideas grow, and that's where you can actually feel what it's like to achieve these things. And the important, you know, lesson I've always found with like this card is that I'd rather dream bigger and get a little less than dream small and get what I dreamed about. You know, does that make sense? It's like I'd rather just shoot for the moon, basically. And what I found in life is that when you do shoot for the moon, when you do dream bigger, you always get so much more than you ever thought would be possible. So this would have been a time right now where you are, you know, when you're in a state of allowing for a little fantasy to come in, where you're dreaming about perhaps a great love, or, you know, a victory. Perhaps you're thinking about where you want to move to, where you want to live. You know, this could be your health, your fire within you. It's like you're dreaming really big, you know, conquests here. You know, it's like this, it's such a wonderful state of being sometimes when you allow yourself to play the what if, like, oh, what if I won the lottery game, right? What would I buy? Oh, what would I do with all that money? And the important thing here, and it goes, I can see this with death, is that you have to let go of the notion that, or any attachments to that fantasy. You want to put it out there that you're willing and able to accept if it comes into fruition, but you can't hold attachments to it. It's like, if you dream about that big dream house, your favorite, this house that you may have been looking at on the market, and you're just like, oh, I want that house, I want that house, I want that house, and I want nothing but that house. And you work on manifesting it, and you envision this house. Well, what happens if, a house that's a little bit smaller, maybe a few blocks away, the yard isn't quite as big, but it's still nice. What happens if all of a sudden that house is presented to you at a crazy deal? Do you turn it away? Right? Because you're so attached to this dream house? Or do you take it? So that's what I'm getting here with this. And the energy that's coming at you, that's quick, it's like you're going to have to make a quick decision. And it's going to be a decision that, you may not necessarily have all of the information because things are happening so quickly. So you're on this path of getting what you desire. You're on this quick, chase to the end. And you have all these brilliant, big ideas for what you want in your life. And with this death card sitting here, what I get is let go of any attachments, because it may actually slow down your progress. And you may find that something is going to come to you. If you've been fantasizing about a dream job or something like, something with your career or, the perfect relationship, and you have it in your head and you've built it up to be almost impossible, right? If you've allowed yourself to get lost into that fantasy, that the idea of what it should be, when you can feel like, oh God, if I don't have that, then I don't want anything. Well, you're going to send the message out to the universe to just stop all progress. And all of a sudden these wands will fall, and you won't proceed as quickly towards a goal or towards achieving something that's probably just as wonderful, or that had you not had this big vision, this big fantasy, you would have been quite happy with. So the message I'm getting here with this reading, and I'm going to make this a shorter reading because I am getting a later start today, is allow for fantasy to come in. Embrace that dream, embrace that feeling of, reaching for the stars and what it would be like to have everything that you've ever wanted. And when you start manifesting these things, when because your positive attitude and your desires are working in alignment with what you're doing, with the actions that you're taking to get these fantasies into reality, when you start making progress, you're going to find that things are going to pick up quickly. And you may encounter some information along the way that gets missed, perhaps. But whatever it is, you're still moving in a forward direction. Again, though, what will slow you down, what will slow down your progress, is going to be if you are attached to an idea that you can't let go of. This may also be a belief that you have. So as quickly, you may have this great big fantasy, like you may have this idea for what you want in your life, and things may be moving along quickly, and you're just going with the flow. But if you have an idea that you're not worthy of achieving your greatest dreams, it may slow down this Eight of Wands. If you are attached to one of these big fantasies and you hold it so tightly that nothing else can enter. You will stop the progress. So the vibe I get, really, is just keep a lookout for where your attachments are slowing down these wands. Because you have wonderful ideas, you have dreams. I would hope we all have big dreams. And you're working towards them, and something is going to help you. Something is going to help propel you forward at a quick pace. But if you're holding on to something, if you have this baggage that's weighing you down, it's going to slow you down, and it's going to prevent the progress. So here, I'll show these cards. 7 of Cups, and each one of these represents something, a goal, perhaps, it's that goal for love, big love, This dog perhaps wants a lot of treats, a life that's full of abundance, a life that is full of prosperity, a life where it's not dictated by its wild side, where it feels enlightenment, where it feels whole, a life where it has all of the games, and where it's successful in getting, that thing that's the most elusive, the fire in the belly, the passion, the security of a home, the victory. So here this dog is dreaming about each of those things, and dreaming big about them. And it's envisioning a life where it holds each one of these in reality. And because it's holding that vision so firmly in its head, it sent out that message to the universe, and it brought back this 8 of Wands. And this little Pomeranian Pip is dashing through the field at a quick pace. It got caught up on these wands. And the sun is shining down, and it has found its strength, It's found its cadence as it's moving forward. It's joining forces, perhaps, with other people, and as a result, it's pushing itself ahead quickly. But because it's so quick, and there are some clouds here in the sky, it may not see some obstacles ahead. And so, again, like with this, it's like, be on the lookout, too, for where these obstacles may slow you down. And those obstacles may be connected to something that you need to let go of. And here we have the Death card. And the sun is coming up, indicating that with this release, when you let go of the flesh that's holding you back, you have your bones. And these bones are beautiful. I decorated them with little flowers, because they are who you are. They are who you are at the core. The flesh that is no longer there are the beliefs, are the hurts, are the tragedies that sometimes we cling on to. But when we let them go, we're able to rebuild. We're able to add flesh to these beautiful bones here and rise up. So the little butterfly on Charlie's nose indicates, change and metamorphosis and growing into something that can fly. Something like a caterpillar is stuck, stuck on the ground. It's stuck, it's stuck in a very limited space, right? That it can get to. It moves very slowly. But the butterfly can fly, and it can go for miles. It can see way up from the sky. And so that's what this Death card is asking you to do. The Death card is asking you to let go of the flesh that was holding you back, so that you can rebuild it. So you can create something new from these beautiful bones that you have. These bones represent your soul. They represent who you are at the core, who you came into this world being, which was perfect. So whatever it is that's holding you back, let it go, so that you can move ahead quickly. So you can just spring over obstacles and you can get all of your fantasies, or at least you can get some of your fantasies and be content with them, you know? But think about what attachments may slow down your progress. What are you clinging on to? What ideas, what beliefs do you have that restrict you from moving ahead? You know? So anyway, thank you so much. I hope this reading makes sense, and much love to you, and bye for now. See you tomorrow.